Before we jump in, I do earn a referral fee when you use the services and companies I demonstrate in the video, but there is no additional cost to you. I chose them because they're the best in the industry and you're safe with them.
Ever wondered what a C corporation is? Let's break it down in simple terms. A C corporation is a legal framework for a business in the United States. It's like a standalone entity, separate from the individuals who own, manage, and operate it. Imagine it as a person who can enter contracts, own property, and even incur debts. The key players in a C corporation are the shareholders, directors, and officers, each with their own roles and responsibilities. Shareholders are the owners, investing their capital in exchange for a piece of the corporation. Directors are the decision-makers, shaping the corporation's strategic direction. Officers, on the other hand, manage the day-to-day operations. But here's the catch. All these players have limited liability protection. This means that if the corporation faces financial trouble, their personal assets are off-limits. Only their investments in the corporation are at risk. Now let's talk about a term you might have heard in connection with C corporations: double taxation. It sounds ominous, doesn't it? Well, it can be, depending on how you look at it. Double taxation refers to the way C corporations are taxed. First, the corporate profits are taxed at the corporate level. Then, when these profits are distributed to shareholders as dividends, they're taxed again at the individual level. It's like a 1-2 punch from the taxman. However, it's not all gloomy. This structure also allows for greater flexibility in profit and loss distribution among owners. It's a bit like having your cake and eating it too. Well, minus a slice for the taxman, of course. So, a C corporation is a unique type of business entity with its own advantages and disadvantages. Just like any other business structure, it's about weighing the pros and cons and deciding what best fits your business vision and goals. But remember, the choice of business structure can have far-reaching implications, so it's always a good idea to seek professional advice. What makes up a C corporation? This is a question that many entrepreneurs and business enthusiasts often ask. The answer lies in 3 essential components that form the backbone of a C corporation. These components are shareholders, directors, and officers. Let's start with the shareholders. Shareholders are the owners of a C corporation. They are the individuals or entities who invest their capital into the corporation. In return, they receive shares of stock, which represent ownership in the corporation. Shareholders have the power to elect the board of directors and have the right to vote on major corporate decisions. However, their liability is limited to the amount of their investment, which means they are not personally responsible for the corporation's debts and liabilities. Next, we have the directors. The directors form the board of directors, which is the governing body of a C corporation. They are elected by the shareholders and are responsible for overseeing the corporation's activities. The directors set the corporation's strategic direction, make high-level decisions, and appoint the officers. They are also tasked with the fiduciary duty to act in the best interest of the corporation and its shareholders. Finally, we come to the officers. Officers are the top executives of a C corporation, appointed by the board of directors. They manage the day-to-day operations of the corporation. This includes the president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, among others. They are responsible for implementing the strategies set by the board of directors, managing employees, and handling the corporation's regular affairs. These 3 components, the shareholders, directors, and officers, are interconnected and rely on each other for a C corporation to run smoothly. The shareholders invest and elect the directors oversee and appoint the officers, and the officers manage the corporation's daily operations. Each component has distinct roles and responsibilities, but they all work together to achieve the corporation's goals and objectives. These 3 components work together to make a C corporation function effectively. This trio of shareholders, directors, and officers is the lifeblood of a C corporation, each playing a pivotal role in its operation and success. What benefits can a C corporation offer? Now that's a question with a host of rewarding answers. C corporations, a prevalent form of business structure in the United States, carry a wealth of advantages that can be a game changer for entrepreneurs and business owners. First up is the appeal of limited liability. In a C corporation, the owners or shareholders are not personally liable for the debts and liabilities of the corporation. That means if the corporation faces financial difficulties, your personal assets like your home or car are not at risk. This protection is a significant factor that makes C corporations an attractive business structure. Next, let's talk about the absence of shareholder restrictions. Unlike other business structures, C corporations have no limit on the number of shareholders. Whether it's 5 or 500, a C corporation can accommodate them all. This flexibility is particularly beneficial for businesses seeking large-scale investments. Then we have the ease of ownership transfer. Shares of a C corporation can be bought, sold, or gifted without disrupting the ongoing operations of the business. This fluidity of share transferability is a key advantage for those who want the freedom to expand or shift their investor base. And finally, the potential for tax benefits. While it's true that C corporations are subject to double taxation, savvy business owners can find ways to take advantage of certain tax deductions available only to C corporations. These deductions can offset some of the drawbacks of double taxation and can make a C corporation a more tax-efficient choice in some situations. So, with limited liability, no shareholder restrictions, ease of transfer, and potential tax benefits, it's clear why many entrepreneurs and business owners lean towards forming a C corporation. These advantages offer a level of flexibility and protection that can be critical for the growth and sustainability of a business. These advantages make C corporations a popular choice for many businesses. And it's easy to see why. When structured and managed correctly, a C corporation can offer a sturdy foundation for business success. Are there any downsides to a C corporation? Oh, indeed there are. While C corporations can offer many advantages, they also come with their fair share of challenges. The first and perhaps most significant disadvantage is the issue of double taxation. C corporations are unique in that they're taxed twice. First, the corporation itself pays taxes on its profits. Then, when those profits are distributed to shareholders as dividends, those individuals must also pay taxes on the same income. This can lead to a significant portion of the company's earnings being siphoned off in taxes. Another downside is the cost and complexity of forming and operating a C corporation. There's a whole lot of paperwork involved, not to mention the legal and accounting fees. Plus, running a C corporation requires ongoing compliance with a range of regulations and reporting requirements, which can be time-consuming and costly. These disadvantages are important to consider when choosing a business structure. So, is a C corporation right for you? We've spent the last few minutes exploring the ins and outs of C corporations, their structure, the benefits they offer, and the drawbacks you might encounter. They provide limited liability protection, flexible profit distribution, and perpetual existence, but they also come with double taxation and complex regulations. The beauty of this business structure lies in its adaptability. It can be the perfect fit for a large-scale operation with numerous shareholders and a global reach, but it might not be the best choice for a small startup with a tight budget and a localized market. The decision ultimately hinges on your business's specific needs and objectives. What's your vision? What kind of growth are you aiming for? What's your financial strategy? Remember, choosing the right business structure is a crucial step in the success of your venture. Do your research, consider your options, and make an informed decision.